ओ मैं तो राह बुहारो लक्ष्मण और रामेंगे, हाँ मेरे राम आएंगे, सीता और राम आएंगे। राम लखन मेरी कुटिया में आएंगे, जूत चरों को प्रभु भोग लगाएंगे। राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम। राम लखन मेरी कुटिया में आएंगे, जूत चरों को प्रभु भोग लगाएंगे। ओ मैं यही विचारो यही विचारो, ओ मेरे राम आएंगे, मेरे राम आएंगे, हाँ मेरे राम आएंगे, जय श्री पात निहारो। हे मेरे राम आएंगे, मेरे राम आएंगे। प्रेम से बोले उमापति महादेव की जय, श्री गणेश भगवान की जय। आप लोग कराओ जाए, please stand as we join once again on this very special and very auspicious day, visualizing the beautiful form of Bhagwan Shri Ganapati Lord Ganesh, who is the remover of all obstacles and all negativities on the pathways of our lives. Let's all pray. श्री गणेशाय नमः, श्री सरस्वत्यै नमो नमः, श्री गुरु चरण कमलभ्यो गोविंदाय नमो नमः। अजं निर्विकल्पं निराकारमेकम् निरानन्दमानन्दमद्वैतपूर्णं परं निर्गुणं निर्विशेषं निरीहं परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजेम। ओम श्री अनुभवानंदाय नमः, ओम श्री चिन्मयानंदाय नमः, ओम श्री गुरुदत्ताय नमः, ओम श्री सत्यसाईश्वराय नमः। आरती आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कले तल हितसिय पी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की। की आरती श्री रामायण जी की। गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश चहु शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस मुनि जन धन संतन को सरबस कारयं च सम्मत सब ही के आरती श्री रामायण जी की। गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश चहु शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस मुनि जन धन संतन को सरवस कारयं सम्मत सब ही की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कली तल रसिया पी की। गावत संतत शंभु भवानी अरुगत संभव मुनि विज्ञानी व्यास आदि कविव जब कहानी काक भुषुंडी गरुड़ की आरती श्री रामायण जी की। कलिमल हरनि विषय रस पीकी शुभग सिंगार मोती युवती की जलन रोग भव पूरियमी की तात मात सब विधि तुलसी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की। उलन गेंद उलन गलमाला उलन गेंद पुलन गलमाला दिव्य सिंहासन दशरथ लाला आरती श्री रामायण जी की। मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्ष मंगलाये तनोहरि हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री राम जय जय राम ओम नमो हनुमते नमः ओम नमो हनुमते नमः ओम नमो हनुमते नमः ओम नमो हनुमते नमः नमो हनुमते नमः हनुमते नमः नमो हनुमते नमः ॐ देवानां च ऋषीणां च गुरुं काञ्च सन्निभं बुद्धिर्भूतं त्रिलोकेशं तं नमामि बृहस्पतिम् ॐ ब्रह्मा मुरारी त्रिपुरान्तकारी भानुशशि भूमिसुतो बुधश्च पुरुष शुक्र शनि राहु केतवे सर्वे ग्रह शांतिकारा भवन्तु सर्वे ग्रह शांतिकारा भवन्तु सर्वे ग्रह शांतिकारा भवन्तु ओम ह्यौ शांति अंतरिक्षुपम शांति पृथ्वी शांति आपः शांति ओषधे शांति वनस्पति शांति विश्वदेव शांति ब्रह्म शांति सर्वगम शांति शांतिरेवा शांति सामा शांति रिधि ओम शांति 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 प्रेम से बोलो ध्यापति रामचंद्र की जय आसन पर बैठ जाइए प्लीज बी सीटेड Shri Pandit Vishal Ji Maharaj, our beloved Rishi, members of the Chinmaya Gyan Kirtan Mandali, respected elders, on behalf of this beautiful family, we'd like to take this opportunity to say a very warm and very special welcome to each and every one of you once again who have come to join with us. And this is the third night of our 5 nights Ramayan Yagna. On behalf of this family, special welcome also to the media, Sankhya television, capturing tonight's program to be rebroadcasted at some point in time. We pray that may the viewers on Sankhya TV be blessed as we extend our sincerest thanks and blessings to Bhai Ramesh and his wonderful Dharmapatni, Shili Didi. Special thanks again to the corporate sponsors on Sankhya television. God's blessings and God's grace to you and your wonderful families. Let's all now turn our thoughts at the lotus feet of Maryada Purushottam Bhagwan Sri Ramchandra Ji, who is the embodiment of love, the embodiment of purity, the embodiment of grace. Let us invite the Lord, my friends, into our hearts, into our homes, into our lives. He left Ayodhya. He left the heavens to came down on this earth as a human being, and he left Ayodhya to go to the forest to bless his devotees. He didn't mind that he had to stay in the woods. He didn't mind that he had to sleep on grass. He didn't mind that he had to walk bare feet. But once he reaches his devotees, it was his joy, his blessings, and his vardhan. Tonight, as the Lord walks into our lives, into our hearts and homes, we pray that may our loved ones always be blessed, and may we all be lifted out of the shackles of sorrow. May we never take anything personally. We know that we live a life based on karma, but Lord, whatever happens, it happens by your will. As you give us the strength and the courage and the inspiration to keep on keeping on, please bless all your devotees here tonight in this Mandir. Bless all those who are viewing via the media. And of course, may you bless our Pitras, our ancestors, and our forefathers. Nana Purana Nigamam Gamatam Yatam Yata Ramayane Nagadidam Kvachidanyatopi Swanta Sukaya Tulsi Raghunatha Gatha Bhashanubandamati Manjulamapanoti Jo Sumirata Siddhi Ho Gananayak Karivar Badana Karau Anugrahaso Odhirashi Shubhaguna Sadana. We sit before our Lord with faith. Faith is that which moves mountain. My friends, we must have the mountain of faith and believe in the power of the name and the grace and the mercy of our Lord. Mukta hohi vacha pangochare girivaragana Jasu kripa sudaya Prabhu sakala kalimaladana Nila saro duhasha Karuna aruna vare janayana Karau somama Sadakshir Sagar Sayana Kundayendu Samadeha Umara Mana Karunayana Jahidina Paraneha Karo Kripa Vardhanamayana Bandava Guru Padakan Bandava Guru Padakan Kripa se go nar rupa hari Mahamoha Kamapunja Jasu Bachana Ravi Karani Kara सुधारे वरनो रघुवर विमल जसो जो दायको फलचारे तुलसी कृत्य रमायण कथा कहूँ अनुसार आई के आसन नीजिए सिया राम हनुमान सिया पति रामचंद्र की जय शरणम उमापति महादेव की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय उदय सा जगन्नाथ की जय सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम नाथ मम संकट हरो हरि ओम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम। Our katha tonight is taken from the Ayodhya Kand of the Ramcharitmanas of Goswami Tulsidas Ji. And we know that in the Bal Kand there are 7 chapters and 7 different aspects of the Lord's incarnation upon the face of this earth. In the Bal Kand, Bal means the childhood activities and the childhood leela, or the childhood actions of the Lord having taken avatar in the city of Ayodhya. So in Ayodhya he was a child, Bal Kand, together with his 4 or 3 brothers, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughna, grew up, etc. And we all know the storyline or the katha line where he was exiled to the forest, etc. That aspect of his incarnation and that aspect of his avatar is depicted in Ayodhya Kand. And in Ayodhya Kand, you will find all that happened in Ayodhya, all that transpired, all the activities, including some of his childhood, growing up into teenager, etc., going to the forest to protect the Yagna of the saints and the sages, destroying and killing Marich and Subahu, the demons that were affecting the Yagna. One of the reasons why he went to the forest in the early stages was to get rid of Marich, Subahu, and Tarakasur. These demons and demoness was affecting the Yagna of the saints and sages. And the Lord had to intervene. When you are doing Havan and when you are doing Yagna, Boyo and Mama and Papa, when you are doing prayers, that time the negative forces want to come in, When we are doing prayers and the moment you're taking sankalp and you're chanting your mantras and stuff, the negative forces want to come in to disrupt the goodness of your Yagna. And they want to disrupt the negativities. They want to disrupt rather the positivity of the Yagna through their negativity. And so Marich and Subahu, etc., they would do these things. Now, Tulsidas Ji says, in Ayodhya Kand also, we would hear often that the Lord was exiled to the forest, which was pre-planned. Mother Kaikeyi took the blame for it, that she was not a good stepmother, and she was assaulted by the people around, and she got the blame for sending Ram, Lakshman and Sita Devi to the forest. But it was all pre-planned. It was the prarabdha of the avatar that we call Sri Ram. And last night we saw that prarabdha means what you're going through now. So it was the prarabdha of his incarnation. So when we look at the Ramcharitmanas, the katha that unfolds, everything was pre-planned by the Lord himself, that when I go down on the earth, this and this and this is what I'm going to do. So there was a program. Before you have a function, you have a agenda. Before you have a meeting, you have an agenda. And before you have a program, or some function, you have a program. So this is the order in which things go. So the Ram Katha, or the Ramcharitmanas, is simply the program recorded of all the events that would unfold when Bhagwan Sri Ram comes down on the face of this earth and living as an ordinary human being. Now, in Ayodhya Kand, another episode comes up where Tulsidas tells that while he was in the forest, he had gone into the forest and he was visiting the ashramas of some of the saints and sages. He was visiting the homes of some of the devotees, etc. But he could not go into any city or any village, because the exile means that he would not go to any city or village. So he went to the ashram of Valmiki ji. And Valmiki ji was a great enlightened saint. He was a Jivan Mukta Purusha. And a Jivan Mukta Purusha, you all know what's the meaning of that? The literal meaning of a Jivan Mukta Purusha means one who is a self-realized soul. Means he or she is already liberated even though they are still alive. So they are not dead, but they are liberated while they are alive. And one aspect of that also is very important to note, that take for example, we keep on telling ourselves, I am fat, I am thin, I am tall, I am fair, I am dark, I am 120 pounds. Who are you talking to? Or who are you talking about? When you say, I am fat, I am thin, I am tall, I am thin, tall and terrible. No, don't say that. Don't say you're thin, tall and terrible. But when you say those things, you're referring to your physical body. You're referring to your physical body. Now, be very attentive. It's a very, very thin line between being a person strongly identified with the body. That person is a sansari. And across that thin line is where a person is fully functional in the body, but in his mind or her mind, they know that I am not this body. I am a pure soul. And they not only say it, but they feel it and they experience it. So they are the sakshi, the witness of all the various changes taking place in the body, like the ocean, deep as she is, wide as she is, vast as she is. She looks on at all the waves and all the bubbles and ripples and the surf, etc. And she looks at all the activities taking place, and she looks at her children. The waves are the children of the ocean. So the ocean is looking at her children playing and rumbling, and some of them big and some of them, crushing people and having fun. But they all is simply part of the water. Now, take another example. In 1926, this Mandir was built? 1938, right? 1938, this Mandir was built. This structure was not here. That small kutia was there, right? I was probably 3 years old at that time. Joking, right? You're all probably thinking, Baba Bhai, well, looking good for your age. Those days was my Aja and uncle, Swami Atmanand ji, and my father, and those are the ones who were here. So, the point I make is, so the kutia was there. Then, all here was grass and trees, etc. And eventually, the grass was cut down, the walls went up, the roof went over, and the space that was here became Vishnu Mandir. Now I want to ask you all a question. That is Kutiya space. This is temple space. Right there is feeding space, kitchen space. At the back is, what the back is? Oh, that is the kitchen. So this is the dining space. Right, this is dining space and that is kitchen space, right? What is the difference between temple space, Kutiya space, dining room space and kitchen space? What's the difference? Anybody? The wall separates them. Walls of different color, walls of different size, walls of different thickness, width. But the reality is, once you break down the wall, what you have? Space. One space. Friends, this is my wall. That's Boyo wall. This is Sunny's wall. That's Vidya's wall. Everybody has a wall called their body. The wall is necessary. If you want this mandir to be maintained, you have to maintain the walls. So, once we break down the wall, the space will be the same. Friends, once we break down, God forbid, I was talking about breaking down the wall. Oh, Bhagwan. Let me pause right here and don't say nothing more. I now realize, not putting two and two together, I was talking about breaking down the wall and chair for long, yeah? Om Namah Shivaya. So, when the wall is broken, what remains? Space. Before the wall, there was space. After the wall, there is space with a name, with a shape, with a size, with a color. Once the wall goes up, all those things falls into place. In the same exact way, once this body is conceived, it grows in the mother's womb. And so, my friends, when birth is given, name is given, color is given, size is given, weight is given, all these things are given. Functions are also given. This is Vedanta Gyan. What we have to realize is, I'm talking about Jivan Mukta. Valmiki ji was that Jivan Mukta who realized and he knew that, hey, I am not this body. The thin line, crossing this thin line of body identification, he realized, I am not the walls, I am the space. I am not this body, I am a pure soul. Realizing this and experiencing this and knowing this when we are alive is what makes us liberated while we are alive. You might look at a saint. You might look at, for example, Param Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda Ji Maharaj. He was simple human being living in his body. His mind was away from the body. Identification. Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba lived in the body. He ate just like us. He slept just like us. He did everything like a human being. But where the mind was, it's totally different. And so, this is what makes the difference between the ordinary people and the extraordinary people. As Brother Krish would always remind me, he would say that we are not just human beings, we are divine beings having a human experience. But what we do, we forget the divine aspect of our being. Why? Because we get so caught up in the walls of our personality. So we have to understand that we are divine beings having a human experience. Valmiki ji, I will tell you now why. Valmiki ji was a Jivan Mukta Purusha. Why he was a liberated soul? Because Tulsidashi tells us in Ayodhya Kand, he says, as Sri Ram went to the forest, he went to the ashram of Sri Valmiki ji. When Valmiki ji heard the son of Maharaj Dashrath had come, together with Sita Devi and Lakshman, he made a big deal. Wow, I am so fortunate and blessed that the son of Maharaj Dashrath has come to my home, to my kutia. And you know, a kutia is a small little hut, you know. Kutia is not a big mandir. You have a few kutia remain in Trinidad again. Now everything is grand size and air conditioned and luxury. We have to change with plastic chairs. We have to put more steel chairs. I think we had more steel chairs. I don't know where they're going. We had more, eh? So, now everything is luxury, everything is comfort. In the kutia days, they used to be sitting on the ground, leaf-paid floor. And you know, while you're sitting on the floor, a nice thought just came to my mind. Didi, I'm not making fun of you, eh? But if you were sitting on the floor, you never fall. Isn't it? Now, be very attentive, right? They say, from a medical perspective, that when you walk on the leaf-paid floor, you will never suffer from arthritis. Never suffer from arthritis. Because when you walk bare feet on the earth itself, the arthritis from your body gets pulled into the earth. But again, in the name of luxury, we have tiles, we have, those things. In the name of luxury, we have carpet. Then after we put carpet, we have started suffering from sinus. Because there is more dust gathering in the carpet. Now all these things are real, One person told me recently, he said, Baba, I am well off, I have enough money. I work hard. He said, but when I get more older, I'm going to build a carrot shed in a piece of land that I have and put a little kitchen, long time kitchen, leap the floor, put a little hammock under two fruit trees, have some vegetables around, and that's how I want to go off, And he last days, he said, I'm going to walk away from the big house, I'm going to walk away from the air condition, I'm going to keep a little fan with fresh air. I said, boy, you better be careful in Trinidad, We got to employ a permanent security guard. He said, no. He said, when that thing will be structured, nobody will know if I have anything. And at that time, I don't want to have anything. I just want to live in the comfort of the nature. Friends, Valmiki ji had a small kutia like that. And when he heard the prince of Ayodhya had come, he said, the prince of Ayodhya has come to my kutia. I think he is too great to come into my home. But why the Lord went there? The Lord does not look at the size of our house. He looks, my friends, at the size of our hearts. The Lord does not look at how expensive your clothes is, whether it's $5,000, $3,000, $10,000. He doesn't look at how expensive your clothes is. He looks at how expensive and how selfless your actions are. That's what he looks at. And that is what attracts him towards us. And this is why, as he goes into the kutia of Shri Valmiki ji, Tulsidas ji in a very beautiful doha, he says that Sri Ram started speaking to him. And what did Sri Ram ask of him? He said, ओ रामा पूछत सुख चाओ जहाँ न हो तह देहु करी तुम ही दिखाओ तावसिया पति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम उमापति महादेव की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय बोलो भाई सब Imagine, my friends, imagine the Lord came to your home, right? And He started speaking to you. And this is what He's asking. अपने मुझसे पूछा कि मैं कहाँ रहूं. The Lord is asking you, where shall I stay? Now remember, He's in a forest. He's at your home and He's asking you, where are you going to put me in your home? When the Lord comes to your home, where are you going to put Him? Where you'll put Him? Shariza? Say what that? Pal day is done, bhai. Talking about the kutia. Sleep on the pal. The young children know about pal and thing, you know. You all know about pal? You know about the pal, babe? Not the pal down the road, you know. It have a pal, man. Long time sleeping on pal. You all know? You remember, Hema? Yeah, I remember about the pal, man. Should we say know what a pal? You know? What are young children? Let me ask Amba. Amba, do you know what a pal? See, she's in her early 20s, so she don't know about pal and thing. A pal used to be a bed made out of bag material, Vidya said. Bag material. And that our ancestors used to do all kind of thing with that. Sometimes make even clothes, you know. Sew up the bag and make a little pants. I saw somebody with a bag pants already. So when the Lord comes to your home, अपने मुझसे पूछा कि मैं कहाँ रहूं, where will I stay? And Valmiki ji, my friends, looked at Sri Ram, and this is what made him, this is what identified him as a liberated soul. Why? Because परंतु मैं ये पूछते हुए संकोच करता हूं, मैं जहां आप न हो वो स्थान बता दीजिए. So Tulsidas ji tells that Sri Ram is asking where to stay, and Valmiki ji responded by asking a counter question. And what is the counter question? Sri Ram asked, where should I stay? Tulsidas ji says, Valmiki is asking my Lord. He says, please tell me, आप बताइए ना प्रभु, आप न हो. Please tell me where you are not. That's Valmiki's response. Please tell me, O Prince, O son of Dasharath, you are asking me where to stay. You tell me where you are not, and then I will tell you where to stay. Right there. It shows that he realized that this is no ordinary son of Dasharath. This is not the ordinary prince of Ayodhya. This is the Lord of the universe. And friends, it only takes a Jivan Mukta Purusha, a person who is liberated and a person who is pure in soul, to realize that God is on earth and when God is on earth. Once I am identified with my body, then I am identified with religion, I am identified with nature, I am identified with so many materialistic things. I'm identified with so many materialistic things that I can hardly focus or detach from the world and identify with the super soul or the Lord of this world. So Jivan Mukta meaning that only a person who have lost completely all body identification, even while living in the body, can recognize God. It takes a God to know God. It takes a liberated person to realize and see God on the earth. It have many, Bhaiya. Bhaiya Chunilalji, it have many liberated people on this earth. Even though we are living in Kali Yuga, and even though we say that we are living in a dark age, it has, my friends, many liberated people. So when Valmiki said this, he knew, friends, he realized that this is no ordinary human being. It is the Lord of the universe incarnated in this particular form. Because he has come to take away all the kashta, all the difficulties from his devotees. He came to take away all negativities from his devotees. Those who have faith, he will go to their homes and visit, even though you may not even call him. Once you have faith and you pray, he will always come to our hearts and come to our homes. My friends, when the people of the forest saw Sri Ram, they knew that their difficult life was going to come to an end. Aha kasht haran, aha dukh haran, tera naam, Rama ho kamal naina wale Ram, Sharma ho kamal naina wale Ram. घट में तेरे आवाज़ समाई, घट घट में तेरे आवाज़ समाई, तू ही सभी का साचा सहाय, तू है सारे जगत का रचैया, तू ही है सारे जगत का रचैया, हाथों में तेरी लगाम है राम, आ कष्ट हर आहा दुख हर तेरा नाम, रामा हो कमल नैना वाले राम, श्यामा हो कमल नैना वाले राम. कैसे सुनाए महिमा तुम्हारी, नहीं वाणी उन शक्ति हमारी, कैसे सुनाए महिमा तुम्हारी, नहीं वाणी उन शक्ति हमारी, सब प्राणियों का तू ही है दाता, सब प्राणियों का तू ही है दाता, सब है तुम्हारे गुलाम है राम, आहा दुख हरन तेरा नाम, रामा हो कमल नैना वाले राम, रामा हो कमल नैना वाले राम. Having come to my ashram, in the mind of this Valmiki ji, he is saying, my Lord, having come, please ignite hamare bhakti jaga do na, please ignite the fire of devotion. Lord, I do not know how to love you, I do not know how to sing your praises, all I know that you have come to me, O Shri Ram. Man mein hamare bhakti jaga do, apne charan ka दीवाना बना दो, there are difficulties in life, your name itself saves us, Lord. Please bless us that we can chant your your name. We are told to chant your name, but for some reason we can't chant your name. Please, oh Lord, remove the negativities that prevents us from chanting your name, oh Shri Ram. Oh Shri Ram. Aha kashta haran, aha dukh haran, tera naam, Rama ho, kamal nain wale Ram. Shama ho, kamal nain wale Ram. Humko tumhare chahe na dhyaye, hum tumko chahe dhyaye na dhyaye, teri sharan ko apne rkhaye. तूने सभी पर बुलाए उठाई, देता सभी का आराम मेरा। कष्टहरण आहा दुख हरण, तेरा नाम रामा हो, कमल नयन वाले राम। श्यामा हो, कमल नयन वाले राम। रामा हो, कमल नयन वाले राम। श्यामा हो, कमल नयन वाले राम। Valmiki ji, my friends, he realized that the person that was standing before him is none other than the Lord himself. Please, you tell me where you are not, and then I will tell you where to stay. If God comes to our home now, every one of us, like Bhaiya said, we'll put him on the bed and we will sleep on the floor. And if we have, if we have a master bedroom, we'll put him in the master bedroom. And we will sleep in the guest bedroom. Because after all, the master bedroom is for the master. And the guest room is for the guests. And who does your house belong to? You or him? So the reality is, we are the guest in his home. We are the guest in his home. Valmiki ji was very happy. And he decided to speak to the Lord anyway and tell him where to go and stay in the forest. But in reality, it was not just the forest, it was the forest of life. The forest of the life of his devotees. And he says here, Hey Ram, सुनिए ना, अब मैं वो स्थान बताता हूं. I will tell you where to go and stay. But just don't go and stay alone. Don't just go and stay alone. I will tell you where to go and stay. जहां आप सीता जी और लक्ष्मण जी के साथ निवास करें. Go and stay with Sita Devi and Lakshman. Now, please remember this. Sri Ram represents Dharma. So wherever he is, there is Dharma. What is Dharma? Dharma means justice, righteousness. Dharma means duty. Dharma is a real long word with 2 syllables. Long word with 2 syllables, dharma, or 3 syllables. So go and stay. Sri Ram represents dharma. Lakshman represents prema, love. And Sita Devi represents peace. Now where there is dharma and duty being performed, once we perform our duty, there will be love. Lakshman cannot stay behind. Once we perform our duty, Lakshman is going to come with us. Lakshman is prem, love. And where there is dharma and prem, there will be Sita Devi. There will be peace. Now, when Sita Devi, for one moment, took her eyes, her mind away from dharma, love was there to protect her, Lakshman. But then she fell in love with something else. She fell in love with something that was golden. It was a golden deer. And never before a golden deer has been created or has been alive. So when Mata Sita saw the golden deer, she forgot about dharma and she forgot about prem. She forgot about duty and she forgot about love. She forgot about Sri Ram, God, and she forgot about the brother of God, which is the strength of the Lord, which is Lakshman. And how when you forget God, my friends, and your mind goes on the attractive things of this world, like a golden deer or golden stuff, that is when the demons will come and kidnap us. So Ravan came, and that was the perfect moment Ravan was waiting for. But the katha before us tonight is where Tulsidashi is telling that Sri Ram Chandraji was told by Valmiki, I will tell you where to stay. And this is what he said. He says, I will tell you where to go and stay. And बताता हूं जहां आप सीता जी के साथ लक्ष्मण के साथ निवास करें. Where he says, जिनके कान समुद्र की तरह आपकी सुंदर कथा रूपी अनेक सुंदर नदियों से. Very interesting, my friends. Valmiki ji didn't tell Sri Ram to go and stay at a certain place. Now, if I come to Barakpur and I ask you where to stay, you'll say, Baba, stay Kunjal, or stay Komoto, or stay number 4, or stay number 7. You give me a place to stay. Valmiki tells here, he says, Lord, you go and stay in the heart of the devotees whose heirs are samudra ki taraha, aapki sundar katha rupi, anek sundar nadiyon se, who love to listen to your katha and who loves to listen to your glories. Go and stay in the heart of such devotees. And there are so many thousands of people who love to listen to katha. You know how many people has messaged me, and you know when you look on Facebook, and to all those who are viewing right now on Facebook and TV, etc., they will go back and keep on listening and listening and listening. And that is evidence to show that people loves what is being said and they enjoy the katha, so they go back to it. So when the airs is compared to that of an ocean, you know why Tulsidashi gives an example of an ocean? Because the ocean will take the water of all the rivers. A long time Barakpur used to flood. Not anymore. Thank God. It does? Not really. If it comes at Jai Bhagwan, other places flooding now, which is sad also. But the point is, it takes the water from all the rivers and all the streams, etc., and all goes into the ocean, but the ocean will never overflow its bank. Friends, when our ears become like that, to listen to the katha of the Lord, even though you might hear it again and again, there is always something that you will learn from it. There is always something that we will grasp from it. There is always something that we can use to better ourselves. And sometimes people even say, Baba, when you read the katha, I feel like you're talking to me directly. And it's not me, it's Sri Ramchandraji speaking. It's Tulsidashi speaking. The katha always speaks to you and I. It speaks to us and it helps us to lift ourselves. So friends, I want to ask you all a question tonight. Do you love to listen to the katha? Do just tell me that now. You all love to listen to the katha? Yeah? Over and over and over and over again? Yeah? Okay. If you all genuinely love to listen to the katha, then Sri Ram, Sita Devi and Lakshman will stay in your heart. But if you're fooling me, then you and Sri Ram and Sita Devi and Lakshman will decide how you're moving forward. Because if the Lord comes to your heart and He realizes that you don't really like to listen to His katha, you only tell the Baba that, then He will say, but no, I can't stay here. I can't stay in such a heart. Because the airs must be like the ocean, wants to listen more and more. There is something in Vedanta that is called Shravanam. It is one of the first steps in Vedanta that tells that we must learn the art of listening. Shravanam, remember that, right? Shravana means to listen. Always learn the art of listening. There is a nice story I told some time ago about a dolly, you know, little girls play with a little dolly. So it had 3 identical dolls, right? So the little child, probably about 6 or 7 years old, she, with the help of someone, made the doll. But she made it different. But outside, they look identical. So she goes to her dad, and Dad, can you tell me the difference or the differences in these dolls? So the father looked, eyes, ears, or nose, hair, clothes, same color, everything looking the same. So he looked at his daughter and he said, babe, the dolls are exactly the same. She said, no, they have a difference. The father tried and tried. He couldn't find a difference in the doll. So then she took a long piece of wire and she said, this is doll number 1, this is doll number 2, and this is doll number 3. Daddy, take the piece of wire and put it in the ears of doll number 1 and tell me what happens. So the wire went through the doll ear number 1, first ear, and the wire came out on the other side. Daddy said, oh, okay. She said, okay, Dad, put the wire now in the ear of doll number 2. So the father put the wire in doll ear number 2 and the wire come through the mouth. The father said, okay, all right. Now doll number 3, he put the wire in the ear and the wire came out nowhere. Now the child asked, Dad, tell me, out of the 3, which is the best doll? The father said, all of them looking good to me. I like all of them, babe. You did a good job in making these dolls. And then the child, who was a young philosopher, looked at the father and said, Dad, the best one is doll number 3. The father said, why? He said, because there are 3 types of people in this world. Some people are like doll number 1. They hear something and it gone through the next side. Pay no attention to what you're saying to them. Some people are like doll number 2. They only hear something and through the mouth. Oh God, girl, if I tell you, They might know nothing, They only hear, but they're ready to talk and fabricate and judge. So they're talking people business, they're judging people, bad talking, etc. So that's doll number 2. Jai Bhagwan. And then it has some people, they hear things and it never goes nowhere. It stays with them. The child said to the father, Father, doll number 3 is the best. Why? Because doll number 3 is like a saint. She hears, she thinks about it, and she meditates upon it. And according to Vedanta, means what? It means that Shravanam, when a person listens, they meditate upon what they listen. That person then practice Nididhyasanam. Nididhyasana means on the seat of meditation, they will now be able to practice what they listen according to the Vedanta's teachings or the scriptural teachings, and they will neti, they will accept what is good for them and give up what is not good for them. They will accept what is real and give up what is not real. They will accept what is nitya and give up what is anitya. So Nididhyasana means they practice what they meditate upon. Tulsidashi says, from this perspective, stay in the hearts of the people who are like doll number. You see people who hear and don't listen? Doll number 3. Stay. Some people, you see the people who listen, they hear and they don't listen. How many times we hear the same katha again and again and we do practice nothing? Go on through the next side. Satsang going on all the time. Yagna going on all the time. Sometimes people need counseling. You do counseling with them. They hear it, they go on through the next years. Police officers and the police service, they are out there trying to guide people and try to talk to the youths in the communities. And some of the youths, they listen and they change their lives. And some of the youths, gone through one ear and out the other one. Some people, they just hear, hey, Vattalyawa here, and they start to talk about it, and they interpret it in their own way just to create confusion and just to spoil people's life. Like Giant we saw some nights ago. Friends, if you hear something and you don't know about it, don't say what you don't know. Sometimes you see something and you just judge a person and start speaking about them and destroy their character. the Lord will not stay in such a heart. The Lord will not stay in such a person's heart. And this is why Valmiki ji, he knew where the Lord was going to stay. He was looking for people to stay, not stay with, but stay in. God don't stay with us. God is not next to us, and He will never be next to us. God is in us. Don't look for Him on the side. Don't look for Him in the back. You know the beautiful bhajan says, Jab charu taraf andhiyara ho, आशा का दूर की नारा हो. When you're ready to give up hope and you look in the east and the west and the north and the south and all you see is darkness, He's not there. He wouldn't be in the east and the west and the north and the south. Where is He? He's inside of you. He's inside of us. फिर तू ही न केवन हारा हो, फिर तू ही न केवन हारा हो, फिर तू ही मेरा पार करो. जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे. जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे. So, He's not. If you say, oh, I look in the east and the west and the north and the south and I didn't see God, He's not there. Did you look inside? Did you look inside of you? Are you looking inside of you tonight, my friends? For mama and papa and boyu and family, and of course, all the children and grandchildren. You know what I wish for you all? I know it's not an occasion. It's not a birthday or marriage anniversary or anything that you are hosting this yagya. Boyu is just doing this because his mom and dad love to do the yagya. They love satsang. They love their dharma. So he's making sure that their dreams are fulfilled. But out of this, I wish that may your hearts be so pure that the Lord will always dwell in you. And not only dwell in you, but may you realize that He is dwelling in you. That realization is very important. He is in every one of us, but not everybody realizes it. And so, my friends, when the Lord speaks that you live in the ears of the people who love to listen to your katha, you go, Prabhu. And when you go into this forest, you'll find those whose ears will never get tired of listening to your greatness and listening to your glories and listening to your divinity, O Prabhu Sri Ram. Go and look for them. Look for such devotees. And in another beautiful chaupai, he says, Lord, when those devotees' ears are never full, stay in their hearts, don't leave. And in the next chaupai, he tells, रात बरोते रहते हैं, परंतु कभी तीन नहीं होते। उनके हृदय आपके लिए उत्तम घर से है। प्रभु प्लीज यू गो, और जिन्होंने अपने नेत्रों का चातक कर रखा है। लॉर्ड, when your devotees' ears are never filled of listening to your glories, there are those whose eyes are yearning to see you, Prabhu. There are those who are yearning, their eyes want to see you. Friends, in the scriptures, do you know that there are many people who waited their whole life to see God in front of them? In the scriptures. But do you know that there are people alive today, right now, as we speak, who are waiting on that same thing? I would have told on several occasions when we had gone to Gangotri. Gangotri, Swamiji had taken us there, where the Ganga starts. As a matter of fact, not Gangotri. Yes, we had to go Gangotri and then went to Gomukh, where the Ganga starts, the mouth of the Ganga. And you know, while trekking and while going up that mountain, the Himalayas, it was freezing cold. The mountain had ice. It was glaciers all around. It was freezing. And there were saints and sages, and there were holy people sitting in small little caves. Like this space here where I am is too big. And they're sitting there for long periods, weeks into months. Their hair has grown like, what we call rasta hair, but uncombed hair, or long beard and long hair, not shaven at all, skin all not clean, but their clothes is all torn. They are sitting there and just waiting to see God. Not with the biological eyes, but with the spiritual eye. They were waiting and waiting for that spiritual eye to open. In our case, in the case of Bhakti, remember Shabari? Shabari waited, friends, from a young girl. She waited for Sri Ram to come to her because her guru told her, Matang Rishi told her that Sri Ram will come, God will come, stay here and continue doing seva and God will come. Today, if we tell somebody that, they're going to say, yeah, right, well, he really is. That level of faith gone, I think. Maybe not. Some people still believe in the words of their gurus and their holy ones. Some people say, no, they say when you say something, it has come true, So you have to be careful where you say. Shabari waited, and she waited to see Sri Ram. And friends, that is one of the reasons he took avatar and went down to the forest to look for people like these who were waiting to see him. So here Valmiki ji says, Lord, people whose eyes are waiting to see you, you go. I was on my way home last night and somebody told me on the phone, WhatsApp message, the message said, Panditji, I slept away. And while I was sleeping, I saw Bhagwan Vishnu standing up under a fig tree. And he was smiling at me. So I get up. So Bhagwan Vishnu standing under the fig tree. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, I am the fig tree. So this person says, I slept away a little bit early and I seeing Lord Vishnu under the fig tree and he is looking at me and smiling. Is that bad? So of course it's not bad. It's darshan. Is the Lord giving you darshan as you slept away? Friends, do you want your eyes to see Bhagwan? Do you want your eyes to see Bhagwan? Yeah? What do you all say? When you want to see him? ASAP. If you want to see him now, I can send you up. You have to let these eyes see him. Meera saw Krishna, and the Murti spoke to her and ate from her and drank from her. And eventually she merged into him. These eyes can't see God. Don't wait for this one to open. These two can't see God, and these ears can't listen to the voice of God. But we are so busy listening to things outside and seeing things outside, we are forgetting to look on the inside. But these eyes could see God outside too. When devotees of that time waited for the Lord, he showed up and he showed them that I am in front of you. And if we wait, and we wait patiently with faith, he will show up right now, not ASAP, but right now. O mai to raah buharo, लक्ष्मण और रामेंगे, हाँ मेरे राम आएंगे, सीता और राम आएंगे। राम लखन मेरी कुटिया में आएंगे, झूठ चरों को प्रभु भोग लगाएंगे। राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम। राम लखन मेरी कुटिया में आएंगे, झूठ के रोको प्रभु भोग लगाएंगे। ओ मैं भी यही विचारो, यही विचारो, ओ मेरे राम आएंगे, मेरे राम आएंगे, हाँ मेरे राम आएंगे, जय श्री पात निहारो। हे मेरे राम आएंगे, मेरे राम आएंगे। सुनामा पहुँचे द्वारिका, द्वार पार रोके मैं बालिका। राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम। नेत्र सुनामा पहुँचे द्वारिका, द्वार पार तेरे नाम उचारो। तेरे नाम उचारो, हाँ मेरे राम आएंगे, मैं तो राह बुहारो। ओ मेरे राम आएंगे, श्रीपाद निहारो। हे मेरे राम आएंगे मैं तो राम हारो। मीरा घर के ताल बजेगी, गुरु प्रेम की ज्योति जगेगी। राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम राम। मीरा के घर ताल बजेगी, गुरु प्रेम की ज्योति जगेगी। आरती में भी उतारो, आरती में भी उतारो। ओ मेरे राम आएंगे ओ मैं तो राम हारो। ओ मेरे राम आएंगे मैं तो राम हारो। आ मेरे राम आएंगे मैं तो राम हारो। ओ मेरे राम आएंगे मैं तो राम हारो। ओ मेरे राम आएंगे मैं तो राम हारो। हाँ, मेरे राम आएंगे, my Ram will come. My friends, our ears will hear about him, our eyes will see him, he will come. Nay, he is already here, but we need to focus upon him. And Valmiki ji says that, Lord, you go and stay in the hearts of the devotees who want to see you. Homework tonight. As we conclude, those of you, all of us who are here, and all those who are listening on social media, our homework tonight is between tonight and tomorrow night, 7:36. Let us see, let us use our eyes to see only good things. And let us use our ears to listen positive things. That's the homework tonight. And if somebody comes and is showing you something not good, just close your eyes or don't engage yourself. You don't have to insult nobody. And if somebody says something or do something for you to hear negative stuff, just turn it off. You see, on this thing, you'll get a good few things tomorrow. You'll get a good few things tomorrow that you're not supposed to see and not supposed to hear. So if you want to put it down for Jai Bhagwan. So Valmiki ji says, Lord, go and stay there for the night. And tomorrow night, I will tell you where to go and stay more. Ayodhyapati Ramchandra ki Jai. Now, having said this, we're going to have a bhajan from Hema ji, who made a lot of effort to be here tonight. So Hema ji, she came through a lot of traffic and stuff now, you know.
पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो। पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो। पायो जी मैंने वस्तु अमोलिक दी मेरे सतगुरु। वस्तु अमोलिक दी मेरे सतगुरु। कृपा करो अपनायो।
for such sweet and beautiful voice. Thank you very much, Hema. You all know, when she was a little girl, she won the car in Mastana Bahar. You all remember that? That was what year? 2003. And, her life story is such a beautiful one, having won the car, and that was the car that put her on her feet in terms of studying, etc., etc., and came from a long way, and God bless you. Thank you for coming tonight, and we look forward for your coming tomorrow night. No, but it is true that people come a very long way in life, and today God have blessed her with such a sweet voice as always. So now she will lead us in Aarti. Let's all sing. Please. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shri Sarvam Vai Purnagvam Swaha. Om Sarvapapaharam Divyam Gangeyam Nirmalam Jalam Achmanyam Maya Dattam Grihana Parameshwaram. Om Sarvapapaharam Divyam Gangeyam Nirmalam Achmanyam Samarpayami. Om Vanaspatir Sobhuto Gandhadyo Gandharuttama Agriya Sarvadevanam Dhupoyam Pratigrayatam. Everyone lift your hands and receive blessings. Om Sarvadevi Sarvadevtaya Namaha. आरती श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि ज्ञान विशारद सुख सनकादि शेष अनुसारद परनि पवन सुत कीरतनी आरती श्री रामायण जी की आरती शंभु भवानी अरुगत संभव मुनि व्यास आदि कवि वर्ज भगानी व्यास आदि कवि वर्ज भगानी काक भुषुंडी गरुड़ के सिंगार मोतीवती चलन रोग भव मोरी अमी की तात मात सब विधि तुलसी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की
ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
तू है एक तू अनंत तू है आदि नहीं अंत तू है एक तू है एक तू अनंत तू है आदि नहीं अंत तू है गाते साधु और संत गाते साधु और संत सीताराम सीताराम ओम श्री राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
तू ही शंकर तू ही श्याम तू ही विष्णु तू ही राम
तू ही विष्णु तू ही राम
तू ही शंकर तू ही श्याम तू ही विष्णु तू ही राम
तू ही शंकर तू ही श्याम तू ही विष्णु तू ही राम
कितना प्यारे तेरा नाम बोलो गाते सुबह शाम ओम श्री राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
मंत्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दन यत्पूजितं मया देव परिपूर्णं तदस्तु मे त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव ॐ ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महविः ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना प्रेम से बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। आज शक्ति नौ दुर्गा देवी माता की जय। हर हर नमः पार्वती पते, हर हर महादेव। प्रेम से बोलिए सत्य सनातन धर्म की, विष्णु मंदिर की जय जय सीता।
Sankhya Television is not only the first Hindu TV station in Trinidad and Tobago, but Sankhya TV also has the most coverage